Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we're doing another pick a card. Today's pick a card, we are taking a look at guidance and messages from the spirits that protect you. So before I even start, I want to thank Alexia from Celtic Fairy Tarot for creating this idea, the title for the video, because I love watching her videos anyway. They're very cathartic, very healing for me. And when I saw she did a video with this title and asked about the spirits that protect you, like, I just loved that. That was really healing to me and I just thought it was really beautiful. And I also wanted to do a video for my collective with that same title, but I wanted to shout out Alexia for coming up with that and for doing that first. So I'll have her video linked in the description box, and if you haven't subscribed to her yet, please do. She's one of the best readers on YouTube in my opinion. She's just so healing, the topics that she comes up with, and she's just a beautiful soul. So I just wanted to shout out Alexia before I get in. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be bringing through any guidance and messages from the souls and spirits around you that look out for you and protect you. So I have 3 crystals for you guys to choose from. Pile number 1 is the aquamarine. Pile number 2 is the serpentine. And pile number 3 is the tiger's eye. So see which crystal you are drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box as usual, and I will see you guys at your timestamps. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at guidance and messages from the spirits that protect you. So you guys chose the aquamarine. I'm going to start with tarot and then we're going to move on to your oracle cards. Okay, so let's get in. So pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Pile number 1. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Guidance from the spirits that protect my pile number 1. The spirits that protect my pile number 1s, please, spirit guides. Guidance from the spirits that protect my pile number 1s. Ooh, we have the Ace of Wands. Guidance from the spirits that protect. Oh, we have the Ace of Swords. Guidance from the spirits that protect my pile number 1s. And the 6 of Pentacles. The back of the deck you have the World card. Okay, I feel like you guys work with a specific Ascendant master that is very, they almost feel very connected to your mission. I'm hearing like archangels and deities, so I feel like there may be like a specific deity or specific archangels that some of you guys work with. I'm hearing Archangel Gabriel, I'm hearing that. But what I'm being shown is I'm being taken straight to your soul star chakra, which is right above the crown. And there's a reference of that being active, and there's a layer of protection around there. I don't know if some of you guys work literally like channeling messages from spirit, getting downloads from spirit. What you could also do is like Reiki healing or any type of energy work where you channel frequencies through your body and pass that through to others, because there's a reference of protection there, making sure things are clean and making sure that the right messages come through. It's like, you know, when you pour something into like a little bottle and you have those little filters and like to make sure there's no mess. That's literally what I'm being shown. So I'm being shown what literally looks like a lilac and like pure white kind of like a cape around your higher chakras to make sure that the right energies kind of like funnel through. That's what I'm being shown, but I'm being shown like a specific deity, like I'm being shown a specific being, a specific archangel. I'm not being taken too much to anything specific. I don't know if some of you guys, you know, Jesus, you know, like his real name was Yeshua. I'm hearing that. So I don't know if you guys work with like the more pure form of Jesus, like the more true essence, not the one that's been like derived in the books and stuff, like kind of poked at and changed around. Like there's a reference of that energy coming through quite pure, and I keep being taken to Egyptian energies as well and deities there. I keep hearing Ra, like I keep hearing that, but I just keep being shown energies kind of flowing. Yeah, I'm being shown a lot. I'm being shown like the like different deities in Egypt now. I'm being shown every time I'm going to Egypt, I'm hearing Yeshua for some reason, and then I'm being shown it's not even just deities, like I'm literally being shown what would have been souls back in the day in Egypt. You know, you hear about like Tutankhamun, and I'm sure there was, who was the other one? I don't know the actual names of the people. I know like the deities, but I don't know the names of like the actual people. But I'm hearing like their names coming through because I keep hearing something Ra. I'm not sure if it's Kamun Ra, but I'm hearing like Ra something, but I'm being taken to Egypt. That's only going to resonate for whoever it resonates with. If it doesn't, just allow it to flow away. But I'm being taken there. I keep being shown Anubis as well, and Sekhmet coming through strongly. So there's a strong Egyptian energy in terms of your protection, and I keep being shown you guys in past lives. Yeah, it feels like past lives. And again, I'm being taken over to Hinduism then, and I'm being shown deities in Hinduism. I keep being told Lakshmi and Parvati. But whichever one resonates for you, I'm being shown you guys sitting there and literally channeling frequencies through your body, or getting downloads in past lives. And as a reference of you guys setting up energetically in past lives a layer of protection around those areas, because it's like if I'm incarnating and I'm bringing this through, it's almost like, you know, when you go to like a certain school, or you go to like a certain, this is going way different than I thought, you know, when you go to a certain school and you go to you have like a certain technique, so you like set something up there with that, like with whatever it is that you're learning. Like when I do this, I always make sure that I use these gloves, or I have insurance with this place, or I have the, it's like that. It's almost like I'm learning to channel, I'm learning to bring these frequencies through, but I'm like setting up like almost like a guide or like a deity that I'm working with that's kind of stood behind me. So when it comes to like the channeling, it's almost like that there to help me bring that through. But that's been set in stone for every lifetime that I have then. So anytime that I'm channeling moving forward, anytime that I'm bringing information through moving forward, or I'm channeling frequencies, it's like that deity is there because it's almost like embedded, ingrained with me and those energies that have flowered. And that's what I keep being shown. So if you guys are connected to a specific deity or a specific archangel, because it could be anything, it's just very strongly Egypt, and I'm being shown like ancient Egypt, like that, and then I'm being shown Hinduism as well. So I feel like it's because there's more of a cluster of you guys that would connect there, but if you guys are connected to a specific deity away from that, that's fine too. It's just that's what I'm being shown. But there's such a strong protection of the head space and the crown and the higher chakras there. It's like making sure everything is nice and clear, because with the Ace of Wands, it's like we're bringing something into the physical, we're sparking something into the physical, and the Ace of Swords is like it's being channeled through, like it's coming into our mind, it's being downloaded, and the Six of Pentacles is like helping out, handing that out to people to like better everything around me, you know what I mean? That's what I'm being shown. Yeah, is there anything else in terms of the guides around? I'm gonna get messages from them now. I just want to see, is there anything else about the guides that are around my pile number ones? You have a strong like celestial backing in terms of your protection. I'm not saying you don't have ancestors and that around you, it's just that there's a real strong focus on like the celestial energies and like the more grand energies, like ascended masters, deities, archangels, like they're just around you, because I feel like the work that you do is very, I'm gonna call it, I feel like a lot of you guys just work with spirit, or you integrate spirit into your everyday. So there's something you're meant to be doing and planting. It's probably for a lot of you guys just withholding a certain frequency, or passing messages on, or passing healing codes on, whether you realize it or not. And again, that doesn't just have to be spiritual work, quote unquote. That could be art, music, writing, storytelling, whatever it is. But that's what I'm being shown. I'm being told knowledge as well. Like there's a lot of knowledge like available to you. So it's like you're meant to have access to it, but there's almost like a protection layer around it of like, you'll access this at the right time. Like, you're gonna access this at the right time. Like, I see you guys jumping into a frequency and it's like, okay, this is available to you now. Like, this part of the library, the Akashic library, is available to you now. Like, now they can learn about this. Now they can understand the dark. They've understood the light. Like, now they can have this gift. They wouldn't have known what to do with it before. It might have been at their it might have like hurt them in the past, like it might like have hindered their journey, whereas now it's time for that gift to really come through and for them to realize it. So there's a lot of focus not just on making sure like certain entities are around you and energies coming in to kind of mix the messages that come through, but there's also protection on when you would receive certain parts of yourself, because it's like a frequency that you tapped into. It's like, okay, now they can have this, now they can have that. I'm being shown that as well. And there's a strong focus as well of the way it's being made to like be shown to me. I'm walking into what looks like a palace, but the floor is like a checkerboard, like black and white squares, because I'm thinking of it like chess, and I'm being shown you being like a specific chess piece. And it's reminding me of Harry Potter, where they play chess with the really big the big chess pieces. But I'm being shown you being like a specific chess piece, like so now you're the queen, and I see like little bishops and stuff like moving towards you. I'm sure they're called bishops. They're moving towards you, and it's almost like I'm being shown certain guides like no, like they're trying to pull at their frequency, they're trying to pull at their energy, and you're not seeing that there could be like, because we all have entities and energies attached and around us. It's very normal when you do energy work, you know, like people have that from past lives, people have entities and pulling on their energy or whatever. But I'm seeing you guys like maybe not seeing in the moment, you know, that person that was coming towards you, they had like a wound that had like maybe like an entity or an energy attached that was pulling on it, so they were trying to come through that person to you. So I'm seeing like I'm being shown the chess piece, Ron on their horse, and he's like A9 to B4, like I'm being shown that, and then the big guy with the sword like smashes the other piece. So there's a reference of that. Like I'm being shown a lot of divinely directed connections that would help you grow and evolve instead of taken from you. I keep being shown that as well, which is quite interesting for that to come through. So pile number, I feel like with the cards that I'm being shown, I feel like you came, especially with the world at the back of the deck, I feel like you came to help, you incarnated to help Earth transition through the frequencies that we're in now and withhold a specific frequency. And I feel like you were always meant to like help others, give love, pour into others. Like that was your journey and your job. Like I feel like that's what you were here to do. And that could just be you holding a specific frequency. Sometimes when we align with a certain frequency and we hold it, we're helping Earth, we're holding a frequency down. But I feel like there's a strong focus on your mission, which is why there's like, I'm hearing delicate protection. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Pile number 1, what messages do my pile number 1's guides that protect them, what messages do they have for them? We have possibilities. What messages? We have morality. And we have totality. And the back of the deck, you have friendliness. Okay. Is that showing? There we go. Possibilities, morality, totality. Okay. I keep being shown, how do I put this into words? I keep wanting to say like you've arrived and you're here. And I keep being shown like almost my ankles. You know when you go into the sand at the beach and the sand is a little bit wet, so your feet kind of like sink under, not too much, but they kind of go under a little bit, and you can just see your ankles. Like I'm being shown that, and I'm hearing like you're here, and it's like the tide's all the way in. And I keep wanting to reference, how do I put this into words? It's like I want to get up and look around me and see that I've arrived somewhere, or what I was working towards or clearing or purging for so long. I keep wanting to give the message like it's here. And I keep being shown what looks like a dollhouse, and it's like this is what I'm being shown. It's like an empty dollhouse, and it's like for the last, let's say, 2 years, every time I've had money, I've bought something new for the dollhouse. So I've bought like that little couch for the dollhouse, I bought that little lamp, and I've been purchasing, but I've never been putting anything in because I've been waiting until I had like a full set, or I had enough for furniture. So it's like I'm biding my time, and I'm just buying, and these boxes are just filling up with all of these things to put in this dollhouse. And there's a reference of like, you've got everything that you need for the dollhouse now it's time to like fill that, you know what I mean? Now it's time to make it look beautiful. That's the kind of message here. It's almost like I want to look up. I'm being shown somebody on that phone, so it's like put the phone down, and it's almost like I want to look up and be like, I'm here, and it's like I want to create now. And I keep being shown like a wand in the hand, or like a paintbrush in the hand, or an instrument in the hand, and it's like, now let's make the beautiful music, now let's paint that beautiful picture, now let's create. It's like the store. I kind of feel like the wheel is in my hand. Like before, I was being a lot of what I was maybe creating, or a lot of what I was trying to build, or what I wanted, maybe a lot of my old wounds were getting in the way, or my shadow self was getting in the way, but we've purged that. So there's a reference of like, try it now, do it now, it's time to create now, it's time to build that now. It's like you have whatever it is that you were trying to gain, it's almost like that it's here now. Like whatever you were trying to align with or manifest, it's here now. That's what I keep being shown with the totality here. And if you can see, I'll show you the image. You see how they've created a bridge from one side to the other. There's almost this reference of like, we're here now, we did it, so it's time to create, it's time to build. And that could be related to a career that you've been trying to manifest. That could be in regards to just your lifestyle and the life where you're at now. But there's a reference of that. Like I almost want to get building blocks and like, you know, like stones. I'm being shown as well like Animal Crossing, when you start and you have like the empty town, and then you have to like build and create from there. Like that's the type of, I'm sure, I've never played Sims, but I'm sure Sims is the same. It's like, it's time to create now. And that's the guidance and message. Like you've cleared so much now. It's time to live now. It's time to be in the physical. It's time to root yourself in. The tide's in. You're rooted in. Now let's bring all of that beautiful energy here. Let's make heaven on earth. That's the guidance and message right now. I keep hearing it's your storyline. You're steering the ship. It's up to you. Like I keep wanting to give that message. It's your storyline. And I keep wanting to say that when you guys manifest, you guys are really good at manifesting, and it comes in quickly because you're channeling energy through and bringing it into the physical. So there's a reference of doing something with intent, and that's another it's like I keep wanting to almost like shout to you to get it across, like use your tools. Like it's not just a case of, oh, that lad is like, you know, that place up in the sky is like really, really high up. It's like, you have tools. Use your tools. Like manifest, go out. Like you have all of these tools. Use them. That's what I keep hearing as a message as to where you're at right now. You have tools, but they're referencing like your gifts spiritually. Like use them. You have them to use them. You know, I'm hearing that. Yeah. So let's pull your oracle cards. I'm going to move this one over here. Pile number 1, please, Spirit Guides. Final card. There's something as well, I'm being told, that you're looking at like a huge mountain and a hill. Like you're looking at it like that's so far away, like there's no way I could get there. But they're almost referencing it looks minuscule to something you've already done before from an energy perspective. Like, say now you've manifested or jumped another timeline, or, I mean, you probably jumped from one paradigm to another to be cleansing and healing a lot of, you know, your shadows and your wounds there. So it's like, you've already cleared so much, you've already done so much, you've already changed the course, like you've already done the big work, you know what I mean? Like you already did that big Mount Everest, and now you're just worried about that tiny little molehill. Like, what do you mean? Because there's a reference of something you're looking at like, this is going to take ages, or this is a struggle. But there's a reference of the minute you start doing it and you use your tools, big emphasis on tools, it's going to come in so quickly, and you're going to look back like, oh my god, that was easy. Why was I putting it off and thinking it was like this huge mountain. Like that happens so quickly. I see something whenever I click in a reading, it's something happening fast. So there's something you're looking at it like, oh, I don't know, and I see it happening really quickly. But remember, your tools is the message. Lots of energy around there. I just dropped all the cards. Bear with me. Jasper's just looking at me like, girl. Hey, Looney. That was Luna flapping like a bird. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Pile number 1. Pile 1, please, spirit guides. Guidance and messages from the spirits that protect my pile 1s. I just shared you also can call on assistance if you need help with something. That's another thing that I just heard. So we have the Divine Feminine. The frequency of Divine Feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allowing it to express itself openly and helping us to connect to our intrinsic understanding of our connection to all of creation. Okay. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Let's put it by here. The frequency of Divine Feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allowing us to express itself openly and helpful us to connect our instinct and understanding of our connection to all of creation. This is what I mean. With the 2 and the 1 adding up to 3, that's ruled by Jupiter. And I always look at Jupiter like that magic wand that kind of creates, you know what I mean? That expands, that creates more of something, right? With the Divine Feminine energy, there's a reference of you're very good at visualizing something. You're very good at like, this is where, because it's almost like I can see it, I can feel it, I can smell it, I can taste it. You're very good at like having an image of something. I don't know if some of you guys also have like photographic memory. I'm being told some of you guys have that. But I'm seeing you guys like channel it, envisioning something that you want, like something to come true. And again, it's that Jupiter energy. I'm being shown that one. It's like a boom, I'm creating, like I'm bibbity bopping it into existence, like I'm becoming it. There's like a reference of you guys doing that. Like that's a really big tool in this lifetime, channeling the energies through to already get to work energetically, and then you just physically becoming it. You harnessing the energies now, whatever it is that you want to go, just harnessing those energies inside of you now and moving in the physical as if you already have it. And I see things just moving. I see things just shifting, you know, for you. There's a reference of that being your tool. So pile number 1, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pal 2, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at guidance and messages from the spirits that protect you. So you guys chose the serpentine crystal. I'm going to start with tarot and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. So pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Pile number 2, tap me into the serpentine pile, please. Tap me into the serpentine pile. Pile number 2s. Messages and guidance from the spirits that protect my pile number 2s. Messages and guidance. We have the 6 of Pentacles. Messages and guidance from the spirits that protect my pile number 2s, please. 4 of Swords. Messages and guidance from the spirits that... Oh, your cards keep jumping out. Leaping over my shoulder. We have the Page of Swords. On the back of the deck, you have the 2 of Pentacles. Okay. 6 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, and the Page of Swords. 2 of Pentacles at the back of the deck. I see a lot of strong ancestral connections behind you guys in terms of who is protecting you. Because I keep being shown... I'm being shown like your family line. Like I'm being shown, I don't know why it's coming through like 2 ropes going back. So I guess it's like the energies connecting from, I guess, your father's side, your mother's side. So it's almost like 2 ropes going back. and it's going back to what looks like the same seed, but the seed is more like a frequency. It's like an energy that I'm being shown, and I'm being shown ancestors from the past. And it's almost like this, the way it's looking to me, it's almost like I'm sitting in abundance. Now that could be abundance of love, that could be abundance of like finances, that could be connecting to spiritual gifts. But there's a reference of like a gift or being blessed with something, and I'm holding on to it. And then at one point, it's like that would have been lost, or that would have been taken away. So it's like my power was taken away, or I had one bad connection and then it just karmically went all the way down. You know what I mean? It never got work through it. Nobody ever cleared those wounds, and it just spiraled and got worse and worse and worse. It created an imbalance. There's a distortion in my energy. There's something that isn't manifesting or growing, and that then goes through the family line as kind of like a generational curse or generational karma. And then they're referencing you and your energy, and it's almost like someone tending to the garden. So there's a reference of like the way it's coming through, it feels like hundreds. Like that's how I feel. I literally, the image I'm being shown is somebody standing on a hill, and then, do you know, like on a battlefield and you have all the people behind you? That's literally how it feels, but it's like ancestral. And there's almost like a layer of protection there, because it's like I'm being shown like a bunch of souls, and the way that comes through to me, it's like a stamp. I always get shown it like a geometric shape, where it's like a stamp, which is like a frequency, but it's like a pod of energy. And that's what I'm being shown, like a pod of souls that are almost like walking behind you. And it's like, for, let's say, generations and generations, we've been trying to bring this balance back into form. We've been trying to maybe psychically connect to the, you know, whoever was incarnating into this line. We've been trying to bring abundance back, bring financial abundance back, heal those wounds, but it's just either been falling flat, or like the goalpost has been moved an inch but never a mile. So it's like we've never been able to do it. And then it's a reference of you guys. I keep being shown, it's like a lake of mud that's like so murky, and it's almost like I'm diving down, but it's like I'm seeing through the mud, which is quite interesting. And then I'm being shown your third eye being very open, and it's like, it doesn't matter how thick this mud looks, it's like when your head's going under, it's like you can somewhat see, like the mud goes very watery, and it's like it's murky. I don't want to be down here, but I can see, and it's almost like I'm entangling, and it's like I'm being shown jewels at the end of the mud, and it's like I'm bringing them from the bottom up. I'm bringing them from the bottom up and bringing them to the surface. That's what I'm being shown. And then it's like I'm tending to them and I'm watering them. And there's a really strong reference and guidance from the spirits that protect you right now, which I do feel are your ancestors of your family line, of like, there's a protection around these. Like I said, I saw like these gems. So it's like a protection around these gems that you would have pulled up. And it's like, through you, that energy being birthed, like that abundance, that financial abundance, those psychic abilities, you know, that connection to one another, and like that love, that pure love, you know, love in its purest form. It's like we're connecting to that deeper. Literally the way it's being shown, I don't know if you've ever watched Encanto, but at the end of the movie, the house that they lived in, the magical house, it basically gets destroyed because the family are like arguing and it's all chaos. So the family like destroys itself basically. And when they decide to build it all up again, they all basically come together and they build the house back up. And while they're building the house back up, everybody in the town come to help, and they kind of like sing as they're like building this house back, and the magic then goes back into the house because they all came together. They not only repaired the house, but they repaired their bond, so it like comes back and all the magical powers come back. And that's literally how it's being shown in terms of your ancestors coming through. And there's a reference of I always get shown sometimes like energy pockets, which is quite interesting, because I guess when there's a void, it needs to be filled with something. And I keep being shown, I don't know if you guys have gone to like an energy work or an energy healer and had soul retrieval, or just your own inner work and the way you've been doing it, you've just been doing your own soul retrieval anyway. But I'm literally being shown your body, so like your physical body, and I'm being shown it mirrored backwards, so through your ancestors. And I'm being shown pockets, because we have like pockets of energy all over us, and I'm being shown like attachments and energies that you would have probably taken on through your family as generational karma, like entities that were attached, and they were attached to wounds. And I see those little dips on those pockets like being funneled through, like flushed through. And then I keep being shown you guys crying, purging, crying, and I'm seeing anger as well, and I'm being shown those guides around you, and it's almost like I'm holding each hand. I literally feel like I'm going into labor and two people are holding my hand as I like push the baby out. That's how it's being made to be shown, but it's like I'm purging. I'm not only purging my own tears, because the body, the image of the body I was being shown of you, it goes back. So I'm purging 10 generations back of like tears or whatever it is coming out, and I'm crying and I'm purging it and it's coming out, and then all of a sudden in that body those pockets are now empty. And now it's like we're breathing life into them. We're planting that little, pentacle in, that little root in. We've gone down, we've gotten those gems from that muddy water, and we're planting it in. We're popping it in. And I'm being shown, especially your ancestors. There's a strong female ancestor coming through. And I'm being shown little like intuitive nudges, or like even just words of affirmation being breathed into you. Like, that is how it's coming through. Like, I see you guys going, oh, I don't know if I could do that. And there's this like, yes, you can. Like, I'm kind of empowering you and walking with you. And I see energy, because I keep being shown like you would have had pushback. But if it's healing that you've been doing, especially family wounds, you might have had pushback from family that is still around, and just that energy, like kind of like fighting back. And I keep being, it honestly looks like a battlefield, and there's just souls everywhere, and I'm being shown, I don't know why, there's just a strong female figure coming through. This is like ancestral. It could be a male with strong feminine energies as well. Take what resonates. And I'm being shown like a sword, but I almost feel like I'm applying pressure. Because I don't know why I keep being shown like a scenario where you're speaking something aloud. So either you're telling somebody off, because it's like almost like rage coming out, or it's like a frustration, or you're being very bold in like a boundary. Or it's almost like you're saying it to yourself in the mirror. But I keep being shown like this female ancestor, and it's like a sword. And it's like it's literally like applying pressure. It's like being placed on something, like speak it, get it out. And then I see you guys just, it's like flowing out of your throat. Like if you could see my hands, I'm like this from my throat, because I'm just like, it's all coming out of me, I think I might have to start doing readings sometimes where you can see me, to see all the movements I make, because they add to the reading. Like, my body speaks for me sometimes. But yeah, that's what I see. And I see you guys just purging, clearing it out, or standing your ground. It's like rewiring. And I feel like those are the guides that are around you, protecting you. And there's a strong message where you're at right now. I guess it's kind of similar to pile number 1, but they were more like, it's time to create. But with you, it's like, it's time to get back what was yours. It's time to really stand in your birthright without these restraints. It's time to really see what you can do and really stand in your power without any of these restraints holding you back, without these pockets of energy and little parasites. I'm being shown like little parasites. It sounds like I'm sucking at you, and there's a reference of getting you to liberation. And yeah, that's how it feels. I literally feel like I'm feeling liberated. It's like a revival is what I'm being shown. And I also feel, because the thing is about ancestors and how far back they go, we're all very, very interconnected. So this isn't just your bloodline ending with you. Think of all the tail ends of this, from not just your family, but other families where there's like a distant connection. So then there's a reference of you with the swords energy here. It's like, I want to speak about, like, it's almost like I want to speak up. Like, there's something about your words coming. This is a message from your guys. There's something about your words being very influential, very healing. And I feel like you're here to either tell your story or to lift other people up, or show people how to get out of their own darkness or their own distortions. It's not shocking me that now I'm looking at the crystal you chose. It's the serpentine crystal. What does a snake do? It sheds its skin. So there's a reference of helping others shed their skin and grow and evolve and come out of that. I feel like that's a mission of what you're here to do. I feel like you're genuinely here and meant to help other people, lift other people up, pick other people up, pour life into people. With the Two of Pentacles here, it's like, what, I'm literally being shown somebody stuck in that same mud, and you're like lifting them up, or you're breathing life into them, or you're like, in Harry Potter, where Harry, Hermione and Ron, they get stuck in the snakes, and Hermione knows that if she relaxes and she chills out, she's going to flow through the snakes. So she just flows through and she doesn't get harmed. But Ron is petrified of snakes and he's like fighting against the snakes, and Hermione's like, no, you need to relax, you need to relax. And if it wasn't her given that guidance, I don't even think he listened to the guidance anyway. I think she was the one to get him out. But if it wasn't for her giving that guidance, so at least Harry, who listened, he wouldn't have got through. You know what I mean? If she wasn't there, how would they have got through? So there's a reference there of you being able to use that. I keep wanting to say you have like a really like fight in spirit as well. Like a really, like, when I say fight in spirit, it's like I'm hearing Camp Rock where they're like, we can't back down. I'm being shown, if you've seen it, it's so funny, it's like a meme now, but it was in the movie where they're marching in this really weird way and they're clapping and they're like, Camp Rock, and they're like clapping. I'm being shown you and your guides like, Camp Rock, like you have to watch it, it's funny. Type in Camp Rock meme, it should come up. But yeah, I'm being shown that because I feel like no matter what happens, I feel like you bounce back. I feel like anytime, it's literally like the breath of, I feel like, your ancestors as well, because it's like anytime I feel like, you know what, I give up. I'm so, like, I genuinely can't be bothered anymore. I don't know why I'm just seeing something click in your brain where it's like, you thought, bitch, you thought, like, no, like, and I just see you guys just bouncing up. Like, I'm not staying down. You can't keep me down, I'm sorry. And I just see you bouncing back up. Alchemists. I feel like you guys are alchemists. Pile number, oh goodness, guidance from pile number 2's. Guidance from pile number 2's. Guides that protect them, please. We have playfulness. We have letting go. Let's move it like that so you can kind of see. Ooh. And we have the Lovers. On the back of the deck, you have maturity. I'm going to put that one over here. Okay, so letting go, playfulness, the Lovers. A lot of this as well is to do with connections with other people. In terms of like, I don't know if you've had a lot of karmic connections or you've had relationships in life where people have kind of like devalued you, or you've put your worth in other people, or people have just kind of like taken your power away from you. And this doesn't have to be just like romance and like relationships like that. This can be friendships as well. I almost feel like I'm being disempowered. I feel like I'm being devalued, even in the way of like the way I'm being spoken to as I'm being raised. Like I kind of feel like I'm being devalued. I feel like I'm being put down or picked at, and then it's like I'm picking myself apart, so it's creating this like hole. And now other people are starting to speak like negativity into that, and now I just don't feel good about myself. So now I don't feel like I can reach these heights, and I don't feel like I can have a beautiful loving connection, and I don't feel like I can have that much money. It's like it's all being spoken into me, you know. Like there was a task, not a task, it was like a project that was done, and people spoke really mean to one plant and really nice to the other plant, and the one they spoke mean to died, and the one that they spoke nice to like survived. It's like that, but I see you pulling the weeds out and getting rid of all the distortions, and it's like, no, like stepping back into your power. That's what I'm being shown, and I feel like that's what you've been doing. And I keep being shown moving forward, because I keep being shown two hands like coming together. There's something about continuing to pour. It's being shown to be like little droplets, but it's more of a reference of like, please continue to pour into yourself. Please continue to pour into your heart space. There's a reference of making sure that your heart space stays clear and pouring into your heart in that way, like listening to heart chakra singing bowls, getting out in nature. Like it feels very light, you know what I mean? Speaking affirmations to yourself, but there's a reference to keep that energy going, because I feel for you guys, and I'm being told to be careful how I word it because I don't want to imprint too much, but I do feel like you're going to be welcoming in a partner very soon if you are single. If you are in a relationship, I see that growing and deepening. You could also, if you're already in a relationship, end up being pregnant soon, or getting married soon or something like that, because it's like a further step. But if you are single, it feels like someone's coming in soon for you guys. And it's almost the way that they're showing it to me, I'm being shown a watering can. So this person's going to be watering the seeds you've already planted. That's what I'm being shown. And there's a reference, don't be scared, or okay, this is the message. You are probably going to get a little triggered. You are probably going to feel a little worried. Allow yourself to just feel it and let it pass through. There's a reference of that. Like, there's parts of you that I feel you haven't experienced, like, being loved before by somebody else. And I feel like this person's going to water them. So it's like, just, there's something as well about allow it to flow. I don't know if you don't like people to see you cry, but there's a reference of allowing it to flow. That's just a message that came through. Allow it to flow. I don't know what that's about, but that's what I'm hearing. Allow it to flow. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Final card, guidance from pile number 2's guides that protect them. Ooh, what have we got? We have coherence. The frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for an optimal ability to create the reality that we desire. Yeah, this is the thing about where you guys are currently at. I feel like those pockets that are now clear and empty, similar to pile number 1, I see you creating, but it's not like I'm channeling this through and I'm manifesting into the physical. That was pile 1. Yours is more, I'm now living to the best of my ability, like to the best of my ability where I'm at right now. Like, I'm now, now that I know better, I'm doing better, and I'm creating without that restriction. I'm building without that restriction. I'm loving without that restriction. Like, I just see, like, those restrictions have been taken away, and now it's like, okay, we can build this garden again. Now we can nurture this garden back to where it needs to be and allow it to flow. You know, and I've been told you will hear some echoes from the past, like, you can't do this, what if this happens? It's normal. It's an echo. Allow it to pass. My my shamanic guide, who I'd work with, she would always explain, like, when we clear energy, it's kind of like hiccups. You know, when you have hiccups and you're hiccuping like for 5-6 minutes, and then you get rid of them, but your body still is anticipating it, so your body's like waiting for that next hiccup. It's normal, you know what I mean? So it's normal to have that kind of like echo of what once was, but it's not what is the message. And I feel like you've grown a lot, and you have a lot of protection around you. And pay attention to the little nudges and the little intuitive messages that you get, the little bits of guidance that you get. And I feel like swords in particular is like a totem connected to one of your ancestors. Like, I'm being shown a sword. So there's a reference to pay attention to if you're seeing swords about, or if you see a symbolism somewhere. I feel like that is like a little nudge from your guide, like, I'm here, because swords are really significant for some reason. Yeah, so that is what I have, pile number 2. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pile 3, welcome to your reading. So you guys chose the Tiger's Eye. I'm going to start with tarot, and then we'll move on to your oracle cards. So let's get in. So pile number 3, please, spirit guides, tap me into my pile number 3's. What guidance and messages do the spirits that protect my pile number 3's have for them? You're very connected to animals. I feel like spirit use animals to keep like an eye on you and protect you a lot. Like, if you guys like randomly are walking somewhere and you see a little raccoon turn right, and you were wondering, like, do I turn right or left? Follow the raccoon. There's something about like follow the animals. Or I just keep being shown you in a situation, and then like an animal like run into you. Or like I see you in bed and there's like a crow outside, but it's the same crow. You might just think, oh, it's just the crows, but it's like the same crow. There's like a reference of that, like certain guides coming in and watching you through. It's like I'm manifesting through like the animals. So there's just animal guides around you at all times. There's a reference of that. You could have a lot of animals too. And there's a reference of them protecting you if you have animals in the home. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides, guidance from the spirits that protect my pile number 3's. two cards that just jumped out. We've got the Two of Cups and we have Death. And we have the Six of Swords, and the back of the deck is the Three of Cups. Okay. So the first thing that I want to say, because I've quite a few like mixed messages coming in for you guys. The first thing that I want to reference is if you guys have recently lost someone, and I know there's going to be like a lot of you guys watching, but it's almost like an elder male, so it would be like a grandfather energy. I'm being shown that for some of you. I'm then being taken to, and I feel like I need to explain before I go into it. Any home that we live in has a spirit of the home. So like with the work that I do and, you know, the practice that I do, if I'm to clear somebody's home or clear energies from someone's home, I will connect to the spirit of the home, and every home has that. On top of that, any land that you're on, any stretch of land, there is a spirit of that land. So if I was to clear a land, I would connect to the spirit of that land, and they'll usually guide me through and tell me what I need to like revitalize the energy or clear the energy. There's something about you being very connected to nature, and you very connected to, because I feel like you're very clairsentient. I feel like you absorb a lot, and I feel like, I don't know why I see you already doing it, like getting intuitive nudges from like the lands that you walk on or like in your home. Like I really feel like I need to open that window. I feel like I need to get plants in that corner, or I really feel like I need to plant these fruits outside, or I need to put like this type of plant outside, or I need to add water outside. I feel like you get that a lot. So I feel like you already, without realizing it, work in unison with the land that you're currently on, as well as the energies of your home. And I feel like you naturally do that anyway. Like I'm being shown one of you guys walking somewhere like out of town and feeling the need to like put this flower there, or put this branch there, or tie a ribbon here. It's like I'm breathing life into something. So I'm seeing that there's almost a connection there. And when we are open to something, whether we realize it or not, that the spirit of that is able to like work with us. So there's a level of protection there. And I feel the reason you're able to do that as well is I see ancestrally. So souls in your ancestral line, I feel they would have worked with the land that they were on. I feel like they really would have worked and connected to, like I'm being shown like tribes, and it's like I'm connecting to the herbs that I'm using, I'm connecting to the land that I'm on, I'm connecting to the animals that are around me. Everything's part of me, and I see everything as part of me. So there's a reference there because of that. It's almost like, because the thing I always say, like animals and just nature in general, they don't remember us for how we look, they remember our energy and our frequency. So how that comes through then is, if you've like, for one, incarnated 500 years ago and you were working with the land, that land is going to remember that same frequency. And also if your ancestors have worked with a specific land and worked with specific herbs and worked, you know, connected with certain animals, they're going to remember that frequency within you because they live within you. They're part of you. You're literally part of that seed. You know, they were the tree, you were the seed. So that's the same frequency. So I see a lot of response and a lot of protection from animals, nature, and just the land that you're in. And I see everything kind of like vibrating and responding to you there. And I also feel like you guys would work really well with herbs, working with the land, working with, you know, growing your own fruit and vegetables, speaking life into them, like the elements in general. I feel like you'd work really, really well with them. That's what I'm being shown. So that came through as well. But I do feel a lot of you guys, because the skeletons on here, I don't know why it's making me think of like the Day of the Dead, and I just keep being shown, it's reminding me of Coco. And when their souls would come over the bridge and like come and visit like the families, like I'm being shown that movie. So it's making me think of like souls that have passed on recently being around you and protecting you too. Because I'm being shown as well, I'm being shown like a woman, and she's like almost praying over somebody, and it's almost like in spirit I'm still praying over you. So I don't know if you had like a grandmother or a mother that used to literally pray over you or chant over you or talk over you. There's a reference of that echoing and it's still happening energetically. So whoever needed to hear that, whoever that resonates with, if someone used to chant and protect, like pray over you, that's what I'm being shown as well. So that's still being there. So there's a lot of protection there as well. Three of Cups. Why do we have the Death card and then the Six of Swords? Better together, making a choice. There's a reference from your ancestors as well. It's almost like to turn inward, and it's like I'm rooting myself back in. It's almost like I want you to be in nature more. I want you to connect with nature more, and it's almost like I want to turn my phone off and I want to be in nature, because it's like the messages that you'll get through and the downloads that you'll get through. And I'm being told that you guys have mediumship abilities, and I'm being told that you guys have a way of kind of like dwindling through the realms, but some of you guys don't see that in its full capacity, and it's almost like allow everything to teach you. And it's almost like I want to go into a forest, or I want to go near the ocean, and it's like I want messages to just flow through, or I want beings to like kind of like come to me. And then I'm literally being shown like how non-coincidental everything is. And I don't know why I'm being shown a massive hawk flying in front of me, and I see spirit almost connecting with you through animals, or connecting with you through, it's almost like I'm seeing things in nature, like things are just showing up in nature, or like I'm getting guidance out in nature, but it's like nothing that, I'm not reading tarot cards, I'm not channeling, it's like I'm walking into nature, and it's like I've been struggling with brain fog, and I keep being shown these berries, and I've just googled it, and apparently these berries help with your brain and they help connect you to this. It's almost like for some of you guys, you may have been like medicine man and medicine woman in past lives as well, because I feel like things are being presented to you, but it's almost like go out and look, you know what I mean? Like that's what I'm being shown, like for you to go out and look. And I just keep being shown animals so strongly. I feel like if you see like a certain animal over and over, there's a message in it. I feel like spirit use animals, insects for you a lot, you know? So there's also a reference of like, if you see a bug, it's like, don't kill it, it's got a message for you. There's like, I don't know why I'm being shown like somebody seeing a big spider on the wall, or somebody seeing like a massive like a grasshopper, and it's almost like I just want to shoo it out, or I want to kill it. It's like, no, it's got a message, like there's a message for you, like ask it the message and it'll go away. So there's a reference there, like what do you have to say to me, and then it like passing on the message, you taking it on, and then it going. But there's a reference of allowing that to come through. I feel like you guys are mediums, and I feel like you guys can just read energy, you just take it on. It's almost like you absorb it. And it's almost like you understand that everything's integrated, like, is that the word, integrated? Everything's a part of you is what I'm trying to say. And I feel like knowing that, I feel like you're able to read. I feel like you'd be able to like connect with animals and take on messages from them too. I feel like you'd be able to, because it's not about like necessarily the communication. I feel like you take on the feelings and messages that way. You really absorb a lot. But I feel like your ancestors were very, like, I'm being shown like tribal and very connected to the earth, or in past lives you were very, very connected to the earth. And I feel like in every day, especially like let's say if you live in a busy city or you are around like lots of people, I feel like you're like a sponge around people. I feel like you take on people's feelings, you take on people's energies, but there's a reference of like you're not seeing your gifts to its fullest capacity, because it's something about nature. You're needing to get out in nature, and there's something about you needing a more slower paced life. I don't know if you have a hectic life, I don't know if you're like everywhere, like my brain's everywhere, but there's a reference of like you need to root yourself. There's guidance for you to root into the ground and pace yourself. It's almost like I'm turning the phone off, or I'm just like focused in the present, and I'm around nature a lot more, because there's something about your ancestors wanting you to have a slower life, because you'll be able to take everything in and understand your energy better. That's what I'm being shown as well. Pile number 2, guidance and messages from the spirits that protect my pile number 2. We have inner voice. Pile number 2, we have the Master. And we have Ordinariness. I love how she's been collecting flowers from the forest. Look at that. She's been collecting the flowers from the forest. I love that. Back of the deck, you have Laziness. Okay. Inner voice, the Master, Ordinariness. It's interesting because I'm seeing the soul star chakra, like the higher chakras, and you downloading. But then I'm seeing you so deeply rooted to earth. So it's like 2 different energies. And I think that's a lot of your purpose in this lifetime. I'm being shown Peter Pan, where he keeps trying to stitch his shadow back to his feet because the shadow tries to run away. I feel like a lot of your focus in this lifetime is really rooting yourself in. And it's almost like I'm channeling. I don't know if you have a lot of air in your chart, or naturally you're somebody that's more in like your mental energy, like you take on a lot. But I see you being able to channel or get downloads similar to pile number 1. But then it's like you're also able to do it the other way. Like, okay. So your higher chakras are super open, so you've always been able to channel and you've always been able to bring energies through. But what you haven't probably realized yet is your root chakra, whether you're working on unlocking it and bringing that energy through, or your root chakra is already very open, but you just haven't tapped into its fullest potential. You are able to also bring the energies through Mother Gaia, bring the energies through Earth, bring the energies through, like, it's like I'm bringing it up through my root chakra from the ground up. It's like as within, so without, as above, so below, like the higher chakras. And it's like I'm bringing that energy through to build abundance in this lifetime, to create like financial abundance, to get my body to where it needs to be. Like there's a reference there where I'm rooting myself in, and it's like the message is they're literally saying open the door for them, and it's like the answer's out there, the answer's outside, the answer is rooting yourself in. Like the answer is outside. There's something about elements outside. I can feel the sun hitting my face, I'm breathing in fresh air, and I'm like really tapping into my body, and it's like key, doorway, that's where they need to walk. And that's a piece of guidance, but they're not giving me any more, because it's like that's your journey now. It's like I'm rooting in, and it's like I'm making things possible as well. Like I'm really rooting in, and I'm also like bringing in, it's like I'm taking on frequencies from the earth. Like there's shifts in the earth that people aren't tapping into, but I'm catching the call and I'm taking it in, and I'm using that frequency for my own like benefit, for me to grow. Yeah. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Pile number 3, messages and guidance from the spirits that protect my pile number 3. We have compassion. The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. Interesting. You can see my little but what I'm getting from that, I mean, the 1 in 6 being Venus, of course, you really see people, because I feel like you understand that we're all one. I feel like there's something in you that's always kind of understood that. I feel like it's either an echo from your ancestral line that understood it and have passed it on to you energetically, or it's your soul from other lifetimes understanding that and bringing that same knowledge through. You see people, you understand people, you empathize with people, you understand them and all of the complexities, because you understand I am you, you are me. And it's like I'm looking at nature, I am you, you are me. I'm looking at animals, I am you, you are me. We're all one. I see you, I fully see you. And it's like you're honoring that. So that energy, then I'm being shown like nature, because the thing is about nature and the thing is about animals, most of the time they understand that from a higher perspective. A lot of the times we don't think that they can, but they can. So they understand that, so they honor you back. Whereas human beings, we are so full of distortions. Sometimes we can't see it, so we can't give it back. And I feel like you're here to be an example of it, to hold that frequency so that other people can also see that. And I feel like you hold empathy for others, you feel others, you see others. And I don't think there's any work that needs to be done there. That's already open. It's like that chamber is open. I feel like you already help people like that. But there's a reference now of rooting in and kind of following the path that maybe your ancestors have walked, or collecting knowledge and guidance and wisdom in areas where you haven't fully connected to yet in the capacity that you could. I feel like that's a journey that you're on right now. So yeah, pile number 3, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are watching. And hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching.